just surprised me. But I'm giving credit to Atlanta. They play a tough series, and Brooklyn. I think they're bad. Besides Brook Lopez,
Yeah.
And it's funny because now Lionel Hollins is calling.
Brooklyn's definitely feeling the effects of not having Jason's kid.
Yeah, Lionel Hollins now is coming out and saying that Darren Williams not a franchise player. What was this 3 years ago? We already knew this, that he wasn't a franchise player.
He's a Burger King franchise
player.
He's a
Williams is not a franchise player?
He's a Burger King franchise player because that's where he got his gut from.
The hell you saying?
So,
He's
yeah.
not a franchise player.
Exactly. So, and this is where Paul Pierce was thought at first that he was going to be playing with an MVP caliber player, but he said he did not want that spotlight. But you're in New York, so what do you expect? I don't know what to say, but I got Atlanta winning this in 6, and it wouldn't surprise me if Washington make it a fight too, because Washington's definitely turned on here. All right, now the series that is supposed to be good, really good in the East, but now injuries and suspensions making it very messy. Chicago versus Cleveland.
I think I told you this earlier. I got Chicago winning this series.
Yep.
I even told you with Kevin Love there, I thought Chicago would win this series.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. How many games you got it going on?
7.
You got it going 7 games?
Yeah, it's going all the way.
Okay. John, who you got?
Just because the
Chicago's
NBA
actually my pick to come out of the East. Injuries are going to slow down the Cavs. I think without Kevin Love there, that's going to mean more than what people are giving it credit. LeBron doesn't have a big man to go to. That's just it's lousy luck because unfortunately I believe we're only going to see this matchup for 1 year. This Love, Irving, and LeBron tandem.
Uh-huh.
I think the Bulls are going to go. I think the Bulls are going to go convincingly.
Ah,
Wow.
Like I'm talking within 5.
I likened it to Cortez earlier. I likened this to when the Bulls were trying to get past the Pistons back in the day where they never could get by Detroit. Well, Chicago's never been able to get by LeBron, no matter where he's been at. And I'm like, this is the part where Chicago gets by their nemesis. This is the part where they get by.
If you don't think Noah and Rose and everyone that was on that screw job in Chicago last year and the year before the playoffs, when they were playing 8 men on the court, if you don't think these guys have something to prove, you got another thing coming. And I think this is Chicago's year, and they're going to win it convincingly.
all right.
I think they win it in 5.
Go ahead, Catboy.
All right, so you got Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler. Derrick Rose has done a fantastic job in the first round.
Like I said, go ahead, Catboy.
And he got 19 points and 6 assists and 3, and he shot 37 from 3-point line. So his first playoff series in 2 years, very impressive. Jimmy Butler's been doing fantastic.
Amazing.
25 points a game and shooting 47% from the field and 40% from the 3-point land. And this is a tough series, man. And now with this, the door is wide open for Chicago to actually take a commanding lead on this series because J.R. Smith was suspended for bowing. He bowed Jay Crowder's face.
Yeah,
elbow in the groin.
He bowed the guy that kept getting beat up that whole game.
Yeah, so
that poor guy got beat up that whole
How
game.
does J.R. Smith still have a job? Like, what a punk. Like, how does he still have a job?
So
he has to have pictures of somebody.
It was a dirty play, and I know they was just trying to protect Kevin Love, but there's different ways going about it. You know, Kendrick Perkins got into it with his former team and everything like that. So it was just real nasty how it is. Kyrie had a fantastic first round series, dropped 23 points and shot 40% from a 3-point land. Kyrie and LeBron's going to have to take over now, and J.R. Smith is going to come back in 2 games. To me, if Chicago really takes Warren, then I'm hell bent on this series, man.
Because he got 2 games.
He's got 2 games.
That's even worse.
Yeah,
he should have got the whole playoff. That was blatantly ridiculous.
Well, then the other guy got speared into the bench, or the other guy jumped into the damn bench.
J.R. Smith is habitual. Yeah. This should have been more than 2 games.
Oh yeah.
They went awfully lenient, and that goes back to the LeBron factor. If he's playing on a team that doesn't have LeBron James, you're not seeing J.R. Smith again until October.
Nah. To me,
they went extremely, extremely lenient on J.R. Smith. I'm actually kind of critical of that. I think that was terrible. He should have been done. Make an example of that bullshit. You've got people tapping each other in the groin on the court. Make an example. You need to hit. Yeah, don't get me started on how they handled that.
Yeah. To me, though, I got the Cavs winning in 7.
Of course you do.
And
You had to be
I
different.
I just think like LeBron is done mature from the Miami playing for Miami, and Kyrie is coming on. So, but it would not surprise me at all if Chicago win this series, and because Chicago can definitely make some noise too. But I'm really bent on it, but I got to choose, and I'm going with the Cavs.
You just want to be different.
A little bit.
Thank you.
All right, so let's take a break, and we'll come back and talk some NFL draft. And we got our NFL experts and Kevin and John here, and we'll surely break it down.
Never mind our mock draft.
I think for the next mock draft, what we're going to do, we're just going to do the teams that didn't make the playoffs, because it'd be better. Because we kind of...
So next time we just do our teams.
That or just go on to the lottery teams. Or,
Yeah, that mock draft was suspect.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Hey, I got number 1 right.
Yeah, I got number 3 right.
So nice.
I got number 3 right.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we know it's going to be a long episode because me and Kevin have not did a show in like months.
Exactly.
But it's been a while, so just stick with us. We'll be right back, and we'll discuss some NFL draft and talk briefly about the fight. It's Boston Court Podcast. We'll return shortly. Welcome back to the Balls Not Court podcast. Cortez Paul is here, along with Kevin Carter and John Orr. We're going to go ahead and actually talk about the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight a little bit, and the impact it's having against the other sport that it is, fighting sports that we have as well. But let's talk about that fight initially, because I know some of y'all saw the highlights. I actually watched the fight, so
As did I.
So go ahead, John. I want to hear your opinions on this, because
I
we have
said
some
it last
guts in
month.
there.
And I'll say it again. Mayweather booked the fight, hired the official, hired the judges, made all the stipulations. Unless Manny Pacquiao knocked him down or knocked him out, there was no way Pacquiao was winning that fight. However, as I watched the fight, there were times Pacquiao had legitimate chances. Mayweather was on the rope, shook. Pacquiao didn't take advantage. I do call him the question. He was wanting to take a cortisone shot, I believe it was his right shoulder.
Yep.
Mayweather said, no, he couldn't. He can do that. Now, I guarantee you there will be a rematch within a year. There was too much money in this first fight for there not to be a rematch. But I want to go on record. Floyd Mayweather is not even in the top 5 of greatest boxers of all time. Floyd Mayweather is the greatest of his era in a very slim era. In an era so slim that the world heavyweight title, which used to be the Don Dada titles, has not been defended in the United States in over 2 years. Floyd Mayweather would not hold a candle to Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, or Marvin Hagler in his weight class. Floyd Mayweather is a good fighter. He's not a great fighter. For him to go out and say he's better than Muhammad Ali, I believe Mike Tyson hit the nail on the head when he called him delusional. The fight was overhyped for what we got. This fight happened 5 years too late. And that was one of the main reasons I didn't pay to watch it. I wasn't about to throw down 100 bones. I'll watch it for free. Don't bootleg, by the way. That's a felony.
I'll boot that out.
I'm watching it now.
I was let down. This fight should have happened in 2010.
Thank you.
And I knew going in, Pacquiao had a stacked deck, and if he didn't knock him down, he wasn't going to win. And that's exactly what happened. I would like to see a rematch on fair grounds, on even terms, when Mayweather's not booking the fight and promoting the fight. Don King, if you're listening, this is where you need to step in for once. Make this fight happen on neutral ground without all the bullshit and the spectra and hoopla. I think it'll be easier to get a rematch. And I'd like to see a different circumstance. The fact Pacquiao had to give blood 6 hours before the fight, no one's concerned about that either.
But he couldn't get a cortisone shot.
But there's you can take blood out of somebody, but you can't get a cortisone shot.
Yeah, that's great.
There's a lot of things on the outside of this fight that hampered what could have been, and I'd like to see them rematch. But overall, the fight, for being 5 years too late, was not an overall bad fight. It wasn't a bad fight, but it didn't quite live up to the hype. And that's because, like I've said a couple times, it was 5 years too late. And the amount of hype they put into this, calling it the fight of the century and all this, was you were destined. Unless you have Hearns and Hagler, the sequel, come out, this fight was not going to live up to that hype. No. And it just shows that boxing is a dying sport in the shadow of UFC.
I wondered why. I'm watching some of it right now. I'm wondering why Manny Pacquiao had one of those things on his britches that makes your farts smell like peppermint.
I'm watching the fight last night, and I'm thinking the whole day, I'm buying to it where, okay, this is going to be the fight of the decade, because, like John said, boxing is a dying sport. And I can remember watching it when I was in my teens, the Lennox Lewis and the Evander Holyfields and the Mike Tysons, and getting pay-per-views with my family watching this. So
Boston, when it was heavyweights.
Yeah, when it was heavyweights.
Heavyweights.
Yeah, when they had heavyweights. Mm-hmm. And I was big into it, watching it, and I enjoyed it, But I'm sitting here and watching this fight, and I'm watching the introduction. Okay, for some odd reason, Floyd Mayweather had the Burger King guy, and Justin Bieber coming out as usual. But Justin Bieber came out before, but
Manny, I can't get behind Mayweather.
Yeah. Manny's coming out all cheery, happy, and he just smiling, and I'm just like, listen. I know.
Hold on. You getting paid $120 million? Would you come out with a smile on your face?
Listen, I would, but this is to me.
I'd come out like Aladdin.
So I'm like,
riding in a
had them 40 feet.
So, exactly. I'd come out with a genie, a fucking camel, an elephant, monkeys,
I'm with Kevin,
everything.
man.
Yeah,
I'm coming out to Prince Ali.
Exactly.
so I'm watching it and everything.